Hey guys, on this episode of On Another Line, we're going to be talking about some of the biggest bass that were caught in and around me, and we're going to talk about the techniques, the rod and reel combos, and all the gear that you need to catch fish like these on your own. After this short intro, we're going to get right into it.
That's a life of a fisherman you wouldn't understand, something you can't feel on dry land. Gotta get your arms way up in a cage and set the hook on smallmouth bass, and then you'll understand. Gotta get your hands on a Shimano reel and a G-Loom that's right. I bet you like what you feel. Step on the deck, give it a whirl. Hello, welcome to my world.
Some of the biggest bass I caught and my friends caught in and around me this year were actually caught on some of the smallest baits that I throw, the Ned Rig. I have no clue why fish just absolutely chew them up, but this year I saw multiple huge smallmouth caught at Lake St. Clair on the Ned Rig. So here are a couple fish that were caught on a Ned Rig, and we're going to talk about the techniques right after this.
What I'm talking about.
584.
Yeah, boy. Little PB action. 5/8's a video.
584.
Having the proper gear can mean all the difference when you're fishing a Ned Rig. My favorite way to fish a Ned Rig is on this Poison Adrena rod right here. When I'm throwing a Ned Rig, it's going to be on this rod right here. This is a Shimano Poison Adrena 1611 medium heavy. I love this rod for a lot of different applications, but I think it throws a Ned Rig phenomenally well. I have this paired with 15-pound Power Pro Super Slick V2 in Onyx, and I have this down to an 8-pound Sunline FC Sniper leader. This is absolutely my go-to when it comes to throwing a Ned Rig. If I'm going to throw a Ned Rig on another rod, it would definitely be the G-Loomis NRX Plus now. Would be the NRX, but I have the NRX Plus, the 852S JWR. Same line, combination as this. Definitely stay with that 8-pound test. You're going to catch way more fish, in my opinion, with that 8-pound leader. Definitely don't go braid to the lure, because you're going to, fish can see that, I feel like, so you're going to have the opportunity to catch more fish if you go with the leader. Again, my favorite is an 8-pound Sunline FC Sniper for the leader. Again, Ned Rig rod, Shimano Poison Adrena 1611 medium heavy. Collars of the Ned Rig, going to be totally up to you. My favorite two collars, and the collars that I saw the most big fish action on this year, was definitely the Z-Man. I think it's called Bubblegum. It's the pink collar. And then the Chartreuse Green Pumpkin was absolute fire. Kyle caught one of them at 6 pounds. My buddy Dusty caught one well over 5. I caught one close to 5 on that Green Pumpkin Chartreuse. It is a phenomenal collar. Bubblegum, or the pink collar TRD, and the Green Pumpkin Chartreuse are going to be my go-to collars, especially this year. That's what I saw the most action on. So next, when it gets into the summer months, I'm constantly throwing a Carolina rig. So I caught a couple decent sized fish at Grayson this year. They weren't absolute hammers. One was almost 5 pounds, which I'll take a 5 pounder at Grayson any day of the week. But I was throwing it on a rod and reel combo that I wasn't really, I really don't think it's set up for this technique. However, it does a pretty phenomenal job for what it is. And, after this fish catch, I'll show you that I'm catching it. We'll talk about the rod and reel I'm talking about, and maybe you'll be interested in buying one yourself.
This is a big one.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah, boy. That's what I'm talking about right there. Carolina rig. Magnum worm, zoom. That is a big one right there, boys. That's what I'm talking about all day long. I'll take her. Big flat here, found it the other day. Come back, paid dividends, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's talk about the rig for just a second. So I'm throwing this on a Shimano X-Pride 7.2 medium heavy with a Chronarch E-Series 6 gear ratio. Should be a little faster. Swapped some stuff out for a river tournament the other day, didn't put anything back. 16 pound Sunline FC Sniper. Carolina rig, we have a 1/2 ounce tungsten. That's a Strike King Tour grade, small red feed. And then we have a barrel swivel, and that thing's seen better days. I need to retie that. 16 pound Sunline fluorocarbon down to a Zoom Old Monster 10.5 inch worm and green pumpkin candy. Fish any color you want to, Bubby, as long as it's green pumpkin. Look at that thing. That thing just looks super sweet. And I'm rocking the old JB's fish sauce pinch of garlic on this rig. So far, it's working out. Right here is the rod in question. This is a Shimano X-Pride 172 medium heavy, 7'2" medium heavy. I feel like this rod's a little underpowered and definitely a little short for a Carolina rig. You need to be able to pick up a lot of slack and be able to set the hook a lot. Luckily, I was the only person on my boat, and I could run through my boat to actually set the hook and have this. But it does a phenomenal job for what it is, for being what it is. But again, I would probably go a little heavier on this thing. I'll probably throw my Carolina rig next year, probably on an NRX Plus 893 JWR or the Carolina rig rod. Depends on what I pick up between now and then. But again, this is the 172 medium heavy Poison Adrena, paired with a Shimano Chronarch E series. I'm pretty sure this is a 6 gear ratio. I think I have fifth. Let's see. Pretty sure this is it's definitely Sunline. I think it's the 16 pound Sunline FC Sniper. I'm 100% sure that's what it is. 16 pound Sunline Sniper, and I have it paired. As you saw there in the video, this is the exact same rig, like different worm, but the exact same rig. 1/2 ounce Tour grade tungsten. Guys, I started buying Tour grade a lot, and I like them a lot, but I started switching over to EcoPro tungsten. I feel like that they, have a lot better options for, little guys like myself. I can buy Sportsman's packs, which basically just comes in one package of a bunch of weights, as opposed to having individually packaged stuff, because it's going to cost you in packaging. You can buy more than that. But this has a 1/2 ounce tungsten with about a 2-foot leader, 4-aught Gamakatsu offset shank worm hook, and a Zoom Old Monster green pumpkin worm. So the biggest bass that I caught this year, especially largemouth, was caught on a Texas rigged Jackal chunk crawl in blue and black. It's a 3.5 inch bait. As luck would have it, I'm totally out. I'll show a picture here on the screen what it is. You can see it in the video. I throw this thing on this rod right here, which is a Poison Adrena, super nice. I love this thing for what it is. This is a Poison Adrena 7.2 heavy, And another thing, you notice here I have this is an Eco Pro tungsten 3/16 ounce worm weight here with a D-bomb on it. This is the exact same setup I had throwing this on. Again, this is still 16-pound Sunline FC Sniper on this rod and reel combo. Corrado 200K. This is the 6 gear ratio. Probably should want to go up to the 7, maybe 8 if you're flipping and pitching. I think this is great. You know, the 150 series Corrado would be awesome on this. Even the 70 series if you weren't, you know, winging this thing. But this rig right here with a Shimano, I'm sorry, a Jackal chunk crawl, 3.5
right
inch.
there. Wanted a little bit of a chunk crawl. Black and blue. Not bad. First fish. Let's get it. Up around the golf course back in there. Around Rich Creek. Yep.
I've heard of it.
It's all the way in, like, you're going all the way up through Yatesville. Pretty good poke all the way up in there where the channel starts getting windy. I don't know if you've ever been up in there. You can't tell the channel gets windy unless you're in there in the springtime when the water's down at Winter Pool. Then you got to go in there.
I like, well, whenever I run all the way. If you go all the way down, there's buoys down there, like green and pink. And that's where I always run to. That's where I've caught my
In the back of the wood, in the back there?
Yeah, all the way down the lake.
Yeah, so that's back around Rich Creek. There's a golf course back in there.
You see, you go, when you get to Quarter Island, you hang a right and just hammer down.
Yeah, that's, you go all the way back in there. That's go back. Get him. You'll catch him. Not sure what color jig I got on. I think it's, yeah, I don't know if I got a 3-ounce jig, a 3/8 ounce jig, or a 1/2 ounce.
It looks to me like they've cleaned this lake up a lot. Because there used to be trees hanging out over here. Yeah. Since last time I was over here.
Huh.
That ain't good. That's my
Oh. It's a decent one. Yeah, it's a good one. Coming up. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That.
That's a good one right there, boys. Yeah, baby. That's a 6-pounder maybe. It's at least 5. Hammered that chunk crawl, freaking mowed it. What color jig I got on? I think it's, yeah, I don't know if I got a 3-ounce jig, a 3/8 ounce jig, or a 1/2 ounce.
It looks to me like they've cleaned this lake up a lot. Because there used to be trees hanging out over here. Yeah. Since last time I was over here.
Huh.
That ain't good. That's my catchment spot this summer. Good?
It's a decent one. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
What I'm talking
Look
about.
at that.
That's a good one right there, boys. Yeah, baby. That's a 6-pounder maybe. It's at least 5. Hammered that chunk crawl, freaking mowed it.
It's a good one.
That is a hammer right there.
Let's zero this out and see what he weighs.
Down in the boat
It's a good one.
That is a hammer right there.
Let's zero this out and see what he weighs.
Getting down in the boat here a little bit.
5'11".
5'11", almost a 6-pounder, baby.
5'11".
Yeah, boy. 511.
Getting that net.
Dude, that thing come up. The only thing I saw was mouth. I was like, well,
I seen.
there's that.
I seen you. How big of a bind it had on the rod. I'm like, hey, look at that. And when I seen it, I'm like, yeah, no doubt, net.
That's a no doubter there.
Yeah.
Although I didn't catch a bunch of giants on this technique, I feel like I need to add this on this video because it was the most lucrative for me this year. I won or finished first or second in 5 tournaments throwing this very rig right here. This is a Wacky Rig. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody's thrown it 100 times. This is a Jackal 16th ounce tungsten weedless head. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it has a weedless wire here. On throwing a 4-inch Yum Dinger in green pumpkin red flake, or I'm sorry, watermelon red flake, I caught more fish in tournaments on this bait alone than any bait that I threw all year. And again, it was the most lucrative for me. I didn't hammer a bunch of fish, but it did catch fish when money was on the line, when they would not eat anything else. I constantly picked this rod and reel combo up with the Jackal. Again, the weighted Wacky head with, this is a 16th ounce. I think they make a 332 as well. This is the 16th ounce with a Yum Dinger 4-inch. Throwing on, this is a Shimano Stratic CI4, and this is a 273 medium heavy rod. Phenomenal. I love that extra length there. The medium heavy gives me enough tip to get the action of that Wacky Rig, but I can also have plenty of backbone to get those fish in and out of cover should I need to. But this absolutely right here, this bait and rod and reel combo was the most lucrative for me this year, and I caught fish after fish after fish after fish. I'm not going to show you guys any footage of this because you can go back and look at my channel and look at some of the tournament wins that I had this year, and you could definitely see me throwing this. If you want to see, there's one like 4 tournaments I think that I filmed this year that I was throwing this thing that I actually caught fish and won or finished second place in tournaments on this rig. This is a go-to. If you don't throw a Wacky Rig and you don't throw the Yum Dinger on there, you are missing out. I don't care what you throw it on, but this is a phenomenal Shimano setup right here as well. Again, the G-Limit side of this would probably be, again, that 852S JWR, which would be phenomenal for this thing. Absolutely amazing. So guys, that does it for this video. Just shows you guys some of the biggest bass that were caught by me or by Kyle and what baits we caught them on. You can find 99% of everything I talk about on this video at the Tackle Box in South Point, Ohio. Head on up there, tell Greg I sent you, and if you can, get out there and lean on them. We'll see you next time on another line.